Well, hey guys, welcome back to Waters Family Homestead. It's a view from the other end of the pen, or the chicken run. I was just out here walking, looking to see if there's an egg anywhere, and I'll show y'all why in a few minutes. Well, actually you can see now if you focus with me moving. What do you see right there? Right there. My brown and gray hen, gray with a little brown on her. Today's the second time I've come home from work and she was out just grazing around. So I don't know why she's getting out, but I threw some scratch feed out and I opened up this gate here on the end and let her go in, and she started eating. And then as I'm walking around outside, I see her fly up, get on top of the gate and fly right back out. So apparently she'd rather forage out here than being there where her food and water is, but she can easily go either way, get water, get food, whatever. Up, and there it is. She laid her egg right there. I'm walking around looking to see if she's laid an egg anywhere. And sure enough, there's my green egg. So that tells me it's definitely her. I had said in the earlier video that I thought it was her laying the green egg. Well, I just found it because she flew over the fence and went right to it. I don't know that I would have looked right there in the weeds, but it looks like she's made her a little nest there. So even though, let me flip this over. Even though I redid the nesting boxes yesterday and put artificial grass in the ones that didn't have it and glued hers down and all that, she's decided she wants to nest outside the chicken run area and out of the pen. So, you know what? As long as she hangs around and I can find the eggs, I'm not going to argue. But I'm not going to let her build a nest and set on them. One is, she's been in that last pen. There's no rooster over there. So she's probably not laying fertile eggs. And a hen typically will not set to hatch eggs if they have not been fertilized. They'll lay eggs, but they won't try to hatch them because they know they're not going to. So I gathered eggs after I got the scratch feed out a little while ago and got 4 eggs. They're in my basket over here. I'll show y'all. And now I've got the 5th one. So if I get a turkey egg today, that'll be 6 for today. And I need to clean them. None of them were in the nesting boxes on the middle pen. The 2 still on the ground in there. And I didn't get one in the end over here. I got 2 from the last pen, but they were in the nesting box. The others were not. So 3 of the 5 were not. And therefore I'm still getting dirty eggs a little bit. But for whatever reason, she's just as happy to fly over the fence and graze outside the pen. So I don't know, did she lay that egg today or did she lay it the other day when she was out and I walked around looking to see if I could find it? I ended up letting her in over here last time, and then I opened that gate and let her in back to where she belonged. And it's been about a week and she stayed in there. So I did what I told y'all in the last video. Last night I left the door open to this first pen so they could come out at daylight and, had free range all day. And I left the last pen open so they could free range and forage all day. The middle pen I left locked up because I don't want anything to happen to Sue and the majority of my gonna be good egg layers here. Because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I think there's 13. Let me recount. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's one over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's 14 hens and Sue. And 2 of those 14 are 2 that I hatched here that are Sue's and Junior's offspring. So they're a Rhode Island Red mix, but I think they're both going to be hens. Not sure about the other one that stayed over here in the last pen. But either way, there's 14 in here. So if dogs attack again or whatever, and, you know, get in and kill my chickens, yes, I'll lose 16 or whatever in with Junior, potentially lose. But I'm going to have 14 that are going to survive. I'm not saying I won't, but I'm not planning on leaving all 3 pen doors open. I'm going to have some that are protected when I'm not home, just in case. But they don't have much grass over here to forage on anyway, so leaving them in the pen to eat their feed and drink water's not doing them any detriment. But I just wanted to show y'all, and I was walking around looking for eggs, and sure enough, she showed me right where she laid it, didn't she? So I don't know, she flies over the gate pretty easy. This gate's a little bit taller. That one's 48 inches. This one is about 54 to 56 inches. I can't remember which, plus the wire over the top. But so she could easily fly over the fence. I haven't trimmed any of them's wings yet, and I do plan on doing that. But I don't know, y'all. She's the one that put herself in the last pen. All the hens that are over there put themselves in that last pen, so I left them there. And now she's deciding she wants to be outside the pen. So, and I'm fine with it. I just don't want her to get killed by some predator, whether it be a hawk, an owl, or a dog, or whatever. I have heard an owl several nights over the last week while I'm in the house, laying in the bed, you know, getting ready to go to sleep. I've heard an owl outside hooting, you know, making their noise. So I know there's an owl around, but I haven't seen it in daylight. And I don't know where she went. I'm looking for her as I walk around. She's not there where her nest, her egg was. I'm looking. Right, well. Old gray and brown girl, I guess I need to come up with a name for her. If I'm going to be talking about her not staying in the pen all the time. I don't know. The others seem to be okay staying in there. I'm not sure that the black sex link that put itself over there was happy about being the only black sex link in there. But at least it put itself there, so I left it. Now, have no idea where my gray and brown hen went. I'm going to pause this and look for her. Well, there she is. I didn't see her when I came around here. She's hanging around the backhoe attachment. I need to get that hydraulic line fixed so I can hook it back onto the tractor and get it out of the weather. I tried covering it with a tarp last year, but it just doesn't last long. But look around here. Maybe there's another egg here where she's been out before, because I didn't find an egg last time she was out. So, so when I, excuse me, when I disconnected this from the tractor, I had it setting up on the blocks so it would sit down and the feet were down. But that didn't work out so well, because it eventually, you know, did let itself down and just fall off the block. So I thought I was going to keep it up off the ground, but it didn't work out that way. All right, well, I don't see any eggs. I don't know where in the world. she would be trying to nest or lay her eggs. I think she's just, I'm walking around, y'all. I think she is just foraging, eating grass and eating bugs. Well, she's back over there to where her nest was. Look at that. She's not fertile. She doesn't have a rooster that's fertilizing her. Why she would want to make a nest and hatch eggs or whatever, I don't know. Or is that the egg from the other day and she's fixing to lay another egg in the same spot? I don't know. Can y'all see her? I'm not going to get too close because she'll run out. See her in the tall weeds there. I had that old plastic bed liner for a truck stood up, but the wind keeps blowing it over. So I thought about standing up and put a screw through it into the post so it won't move. But I hadn't done it. But she is definitely sitting in that spot she's created her nest. She may be laying another egg, so I'll check it again in a few minutes. And that would tell me that other egg was either she's flying out and going back in, laying her egg out here, or from a week ago, or, you know, when she done it. I don't know. But we haven't had any hot days. The egg's not going to be bad, but she's definitely trying to make her a nest in there, isn't she? And I put carpet in the rollaway nesting box in that last pen yesterday and glued, well, it had some, it was just loose. I told y'all I'd seen her in there messing around, but the grass was loose. It was cut to fit, but it was moving around. So I glued it down yesterday. And now she's out here trying to make her a nest in the weeds. Lordy, lordy, lordy. Anywho, I'll let y'all know how this comes out. I don't think she's going to run out when I walk by her. She thinks she's well hidden. And I guess the wind knocked one of these barrels down. But I was watching another channel that I follow today. It's a big channel, but I was watching it, and I used to have some 55-gallon drums. I actually bought new drums from the local oil supply company around here, and bought a pump and vent and all that stuff, and connected 2 barrels together and was storing fuel in it. Well, that was back before I started buying non-ethanol fuel, and I ended up with a lot of accumulated water in the cans because ethanol attracts moisture and it condensated in the heat of the day and so on. So I ended up getting rid of that system. Well, he was using these plastic drums, and I'm thinking that's a good idea. It's a whole lot thicker. It doesn't condensate as bad as a metal drum will. And if my backhoe worked like I wanted it to, I'd dig a hole and put them into the ground where they level with the ground. Then put my pump in one of them and hook my vent up to all 2 or 3 and be able to, you know, store fuel that way instead of all my little cans. So I think that's going to be a a future project. Look at her. She ain't studying me. She's like, I'm just making my own little nest the way I want to and where I want to. She's definitely got her own attitude compared to the other chickens that I've got. She's always had a little bit more of an attitude since I got her. But let's see if she laid an egg while she's walking out of there nice and quiet. Nope. She's just working on her nest. I don't see another egg. But she's definitely working on that nest, isn't she? I don't know. Guys, I appreciate y'all watching my videos. I know this is nothing special, just me looking for egg and looking for my chicken, and that's part of the daily homestead life. You got an animal that's not where it's supposed to be, you go to looking for it. And that's what I was doing. But I will lock this flock up tonight when they go to roost. The other two I will leave out because there's just, there's a few more in the last pen here with the fruit orchard than there is in here with Sue. There's not but a couple more, but 2 or 3 more. And they've got plenty of grass and bugs to graze on. So I'm going to leave them out, and I'm going to leave the turkeys and those hens out because the turkeys are big enough. They pretty much scare off any predator. And I'm not worried if I lose them. That's not a necessity. Honestly, one of them should be losing its head and being served a week and a half from now, but it's not going to happen this year. So they'll get a reprieve this year. But I appreciate you guys watching. Remember what I always tell you. Jesus Christ loves you, and so do I. Y'all be safe. Be prepared. Tell him bye, Sue. He's been molting, and he is, I think, on the uphill of the molting part, starting to come back a little better. So at least I hope he is. Y'all be good.